While they are folded, you must fold them. Fold them. Yes.
Should they do that?
No. But you have done it now. You've cut the front. Oh, okay.
So it has to be open.
So you're doing 1 centimeter to the left, 1 centimeter to the right, and take it to be as a dart. Also, make sure you make your notes. See someone's notes. Wait, Efiko. Okay, so you need to trace out 3 copies, please. Open it, and at B, measure 1 cm to the left, 1 cm to the right, and take it to B at the wrists. You take it to B at the crown point. At the crown? Yes. Like a dart. Because you're going to close it.
1 cm.
1 cm, 1 cm. That's 2 cm. So you take it to B. And you close the dart. Once you're done closing the dart, we will trace. Before you start tracing, can you measure your crown?
Crown.
Yes, from you to you. Can you all measure your crown, please? Is it corresponding to your armhole? Remember what I said before you came, the two of you. I said something about armhole. Your sleeve must be 2 centimeters at most bigger than your armhole. Why did I say that?
Because there's ease on
Listen to her.
On the shoulder bone, there's ease. It's not straight. So that will make room for the ease to accommodate that on the shoulder while you're fixing the sleeve.
Do you get that? She said she doesn't understand.
Okay, maybe I should read my notes to you. Because the shoulder bone is curvy.
Okay.
And any part of our body that is curvy needs ease. So that's
you can't just do it straight. Otherwise you will struggle. You'll struggle when you're wearing it.
So that excess will not be there really. To accommodate that curvy part.
So do you get that now? That makes sense, right? So and I said you should go online on YouTube and type in how to fix sleeves. You will see that from your B to F, you will run stitches, loose stitches. When you run loose stitches, it gathers that particular area a little bit. The gathers will not show when you've done fixing the sleeve, but it will help bring that ease together. And it's 2 centimeters at most. E.g., you were not here, but I used you as an example because I could remember your armhole. Your armhole is 43.5, right? So automatically it tells you your sleeve crown must be 45.5 or maybe 45 and all of that. So it must be 2 centimeters. The recommended is 2 centimeters. Hi, good morning, Madam Olajumoke, Madam Roseline, good morning. Good morning, Madam Ogunyinka Ebere. Thank you, good morning. Thanks for connecting. We are in class. It's a rainy Friday. It's a wet Friday. Some people came to class late. I will not mention their name. Let me just pardon them. Traffic and all of that. But hey, they are here now. They are working on sleeves. We are doing the 3 basic sleeve foundations. So this is the straight sleeve they are working on. Have you measured your crown? Before you trace, measure your sleeve crown.
Okay.
Is it I said something about sleeve and armhole. Have you established it before you move on?
Let me check I calculated it in the pattern.
Yes, please do, and let me know before you move on. Okay, so we're working on sleeve and
41.75.
so automatically your sleeve should be ideally your sleeve should be
43.
For-
0.75.
yes. If it's now up to 43.75, it's fine, but it must not be exact as your armhole.
And you still measure the sleeve.
What are you then comparing it with if you don't measure? Sorry? And what's your armhole? 43. So your crown is 40. Double check again. You have to measure twice so that you'll be sure. Make sure the tape you're using is fine. It's correct, it's not stretched, it's not. And I would advise you to always use one tape for a long tape. Yes. Yes. Don't change. You shouldn't be changing your tape every time and all of that. Yes. So for as it is now, if truly our sleeve is 46, we need to reduce the crown. Remember I said for some people
46.
your own is measure again. So we might have to bring down your crown. We have to do this first before you start tracing. Remember what I said about test fit yesterday. The reason you're making a test fit is to be sure your blocks, your slopers are accurate before you start designing. You cannot work with an inaccurate sloper. So that's the essence of a test fit. So you have to make sure all your slopers are ready to be used for designing. Yeah.
That's still the same.
Yeah, so it's 46
6.
and it's supposed to be.
The 43.75.
So what are you removing?
3.
Are you sure? You are just telling me figures, so you are not using calculator.
46 from 43.7.
What is your sleeve supposed to be?
43.7.
And it is
46.
So what are you removing? It is not 3. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, someone wants to see how you are measuring the crown. This is how you measure your crown. I hope you can see. When you're measuring the crown, you stand your tape and measure the crown.
2.25.
Okay, so that's what we are removing. That means we are going to be lowering your crown. Remember I said that at the start of the class. For some people, they might need to increase their crown. So please note it. For her, we are lowering her crown by 1 cm. We need to remove 1 cm out of the crown she has right now.
45.8.
Measure again. Borrow my tape. My tape, this blue tape is flexible. It's not, yes.
Can we use flexible cord?
Yeah, you can. It's actually meant for armhole, but if you don't have, you use your tape. The flexible curve is for armhole.
Now you show me how to. Okay.
Yes, I will. Let's wait for her. Let's wait for everyone. You are taking too much time on closing this data. Why are you folding? Why did you fold it underneath? Why?
This is tape now.
That's it now. Why did you fold it underneath before? We are using style to wait for the two of you. So that's how you measure. You stand your tape while measuring the any curvy parts actually on your block. You stand your tape. That's the only way you can measure accurately. 46. Okay, so 46. That means we are bringing it down by 1 cm, right? Okay, so we'll just note it by 1 cm. We'll wait for that. For how we are bringing it. 2.25.
Ah, much.
Remember what I said yesterday as well, that our top arm most times, not for everybody, will not correspond to your bust size. So it is understandable. Don't beat yourself too much. It's understandable. It have do. Yeah, we are measure your crown. Measure your crown. We are waiting for you. We need to move. That tape is not good. Make sure you're standing properly. I have said this several times. You cannot be sleeping on the table and be measuring. You are not comfortable. I can see that you are not comfortable the way you're standing. So you have to be comfortable. You can bring it to the edge of your put it and stand and measure. And you have to go gently. Don't you have pin? Pin it down.
That is mainly on errors. You just post and ask you to identify.
There.
Yesterday was shoulder.
So you should follow posts on those pages on Instagram. All the tape must be on the table. If it's dragging, it will drag the tape from your hand. So you have to hold them. When you're measuring, the space is too much. You go gently. You use your hand to, otherwise you will not be accurate. So you go gently. Yes, like that. You have to measure it twice to be sure you have the correct figure. I always do that. I do it twice just so I'm sure that I have the correct figure. So you can also adopt that method. So you have
52.
So you have to do it again, just so you are sure. Yeah. Then what do you have on your armhole?
I have 47.
So 47 plus 2 automatically tells you your sleeve should be 49. So that means you have about 3, if this is correct, to bring down. Because you have taken accurate measurements does not mean that you might not have to alter your pattern. For some people, it will just be accurate, perfect. And that's why we have pattern alteration. You alter your pattern to fit. Yes. It's 52. So write down what you are subtracting. It's 52. So write down what you are subtracting. And your hammer is what?
44.
44 plus 6 plus 2. So you need 46. Your sleeve must be 46.
This is 44.5. That means
That's the ham hole, right?
Yeah.
So your sleeve should be what?
40. It should be 44.5.
What is your sleeve supposed to be? I've explained. I just explained it. I've been talking about it. Your armhole is 44.5, and your sleeve should be
At most 2 cm above.
So it should be. So it should be. I want figure.
46.5.
Great. And what do you have now?
49.
So what are you subtracting? What are you getting rid of?
3.
You should be using calculator. It's not 3 oh.
44, 46.5 minus 49. That's 2.
Oritidori Agba be using calculator. Me, I don't deceive myself. I use calculator. So you should you don't want to make mistake and start all over again. So I will advise you to it doesn't make you less of a person now. I beg. Use calculator. Okay, now let's get to action.